President Donald Trump announced that he and President Vladimir Putin agreed to commence negotiations to end the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. This agreement followed a recent prisoner swap between the two nations. Trump stated that both leaders aim to work closely to reduce the violence and loss of life in the war. He brought into light the importance of collaboration between their nations for future benefits. During the phone call, Trump expressed that they discussed the strengths of their respective countries. He emphasized the urgency of halting the millions of deaths resulting from the war. The negotiations are set to begin immediately, with both leaders intending to inform Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky about their discussions. The recent prisoner swap involved the release of American schoolteacher Mark Fogel, who had been detained in Russia for over 3 years on drug charges. In exchange, Russia released Alexander Vinnik, a convicted criminal arrested in Greece in 2017 on cryptocurrency fraud charges. Vinnik had been extradited to the United States, where he pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit money laundering. The Kremlin confirmed the exchange, but withheld the identity of the Russian citizen released until their return to Russia. Trump welcomed Fogel back to the United States at the White House, marking a moment in the diplomatic relations between the two countries. Fogel, considered wrongfully detained, had been serving a lengthy prison sentence since his arrest in August 2021. Trump suggested that Fogel's release could pave the way for a peace agreement regarding Ukraine. He noted that Russia had treated the United States well during the negotiations. The Kremlin, while cautious, acknowledged that the prisoner swap could enhance mutual trust between the nations. Additionally, Putin extended an invitation to Trump to visit Moscow for further discussions on Ukraine and other mutual interests. This invitation marks a notable shift in diplomatic relations, as the last conversation between a sitting US president and Putin occurred in February 2022, shortly before Russia's military actions in Ukraine began. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov stated that the two leaders discussed various topics, including the Middle East, bilateral relations, and the prisoner exchange. The invitation to Moscow indicates a willingness to engage in direct dialogue regarding the Ukrainian conflict. Trump, known for his book, Trump, The Art of the Deal, has consistently expressed his desire to end the war. He has indicated a readiness to meet with Putin to discuss the situation in Ukraine, although the specifics of a potential summit remain undisclosed. This development comes amid ongoing tensions in Ukraine, where the conflict has resulted in casualties and displacement. The international community is closely monitoring these negotiations, as any progress towards peace could have far-reaching implications for the region. The dynamics of US-Russia relations are complex, and the success of these negotiations will depend on various factors, including the willingness of both sides to compromise. The involvement of Ukraine in the negotiations remains unclear, as White House officials did not confirm whether Ukraine would participate in the discussions. As the situation evolves, the world watches to see if Trump and Putin can forge a path towards peace in Ukraine. The recent prisoner swap may serve as a stepping stone towards a more comprehensive agreement, addressing the underlying issues that have fueled the conflict. Thus, the initiation of negotiations between Trump and Putin marks a very important moment in the quest for peace in Ukraine. The outcomes of these discussions will be crucial in determining the future of US-Russia relations and the stability of the region.